we're recording. Isaiah Wynn joins us. I'm going to ask, we'll pause for just a second so people can toggle in and out with their hands. They still have hands raised from the previous call. So give me just a second. And why don't we start with Mike Reese? And we'll let everybody else toggle out. Go ahead, Mike.
Sounds great. Isaiah, how are you?
All good, Mike. How you doing?
Good. Nice documentary that you posted there on Instagram. I enjoyed it.
Appreciate it.
I think one of the things that I took from the documentary that you posted was just sort of the support you had from your family as you were going through some of the health challenges that you had. So maybe using that as a springboard, can you tell us sort of how are you doing health-wise now as you get ready to attack this 2020 season?
I'm all good. I'm excited about the season. I'm feeling good, moving good, all that. So excited.
And then just to follow up with that, can you explain what it's been like just this off season to get yourself ready, given all the things that have been going on?
It's been real good. This offseason I actually just got a chance just to be able to work on the small things and as far as just strengthening my body as opposed to having to rehab anything, given that this is my kind of first official offseason that was healthy. So, I feel great.
Next question, Karen Guregian, followed by Tom Curran.
About the difficulties of meshing as a line through an off season that hasn't had you guys together on the field, and do you feel like you have to speed that process up as you go along?
Can you repeat that, the first half of the question?
Yeah. With an off season that was done virtually, I know members of the offensive line, it's important to be together to gel and know each other. Do you feel like you almost have to put that process in speed dial once you finally get on the field?
Yeah, most definitely. But, I feel like that's with every group out here. That's just with the whole team. Everything is kind of moving at a faster pace than normal, given that we haven't had the time to be out there during the spring. But it's been good. Everybody's just rotating on all cylinders right now and getting better every day.
And do you also feel like the fact that you have a little bit of knowledge, at least the starting guys with each other, that's helpful? Yeah,
it's definitely helpful. Just to be next to the guys that are very experienced. They're able to help me as well as we're also able to help the rookies or the other guys who's not as experienced come along as well.
Great. Thank you.
Next question, Tom Curran, followed by Mark Daniels. Go ahead, Tom. Tom Curran, are you there? All right, we'll go to Mark Daniels, followed by Alex Barth.
Hey, Isaiah, how are you?
Good, Mark. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. So, I'm sure you learn every year that you've played football, but what did it do last year just to be able to, play in the NFL finally? What would you say you learned through those first 8 games into the playoffs, and how much do you feel like you've grown as a player?
You learn every game, and specifically for me, being out there during those games and all that, I got a feel for, what it's like being in the game and all that. So it's been good. And, now that's translated into the off season this season. So I'm feeling good about it.
Thank you.
Next question, Alex Barth, followed by Doug Kyde.
Joe Thuney would be coming back and what it does for you to be able to play next to a guy of his level.
Can you repeat that first, Alex?
Alex, you were muted at the beginning there, Alex.
Oh, sorry. Good morning. I was wondering what your reaction was when you found out Joe Thuney would be coming back and what it does for you to be able to play next to a guy like that.
Of course, I was excited just because having somebody like that who's that experienced playing next to me or me being able to play next to him, I mean, it's great. And, you know, given last season, me being out there, we was able to get that bond and chemistry playing together. So it was good hearing that, you know, he was coming back. And I'm going to enjoy playing next to Joe.
Thank you.
Next question, Doug Kide, followed by Mike Petraglia.
Hey, Isaiah. How do things change for you now with Dante Scarnecchia gone? You have the new offensive line coaches. So how has that adjustment been?
It's been good. Both coaches, Cole and Carmen, they both have experience with Coach Scar. So it's if anything, it's not nothing different as far as teaching and all that. So, you know, it's exciting. It's exciting. You know, it's not nothing new that we really have to learn because, like I said, they've been under Scar. So it's a lot of his teaching as well.
Have you kept in contact with Scar at all?
I haven't, not this offseason, but yeah.
Next question, Mike Petraglia, followed by Dan Roach.
Hey, Isaiah, how you doing? Good?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I wanted to get your impression on what you think the next level in your game is.
The next level?
Yeah, what's the next level you can reach? Is it consistency, technique, execution, game situation? What do you think is that next step?
All of it, but I think all of that just ties into consistency. You know, just being consistent with my technique, being consistent with how I go about the studying, how I break down film, how I eat, my nutrition, all that. So the key word right there is consistency, most definitely.
Thank you.
It looks like it might be the last question, Dan Roach.
Kind of your thoughts and your reaction. Obviously, you've had the opportunity to play with an MVP and Tom Brady and be around him. Just your thoughts and reaction when another MVP came into town and Cam Newton.
I think it's exciting, you know, and you know, just to have somebody like him, just like you said, it's exciting. But you know, regardless of whoever it's going to be, you know, everybody has to do their job.
And what's it been like being around him for the beginning part of the camp that you've been able to be around him?
It's been exciting. He definitely brings a good energy, bringing nice juice with it. So yeah, it has been good.
In other words, he's fun to be around.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have two more questions. Levin Reed, followed by Jim McBride.
Hey, Isaiah, how's it going? Just an off-the-book question with, because you went to a big college for football. Just the thoughts that is the good possibility there'll be no college football, and how much did college football mean to you as you made this road to the NFL?
It definitely meant a lot just because, you know, it's the experience, being able to get the experience and, you know, week in and week out, you know, you're able to see different competition. You're able to go against different teams. So at least for me personally, that was always good. So, you know, I guess we'll all see how it plays out for them.
Is it tough to think that some of these kids won't have that structure that you got when you were playing college football?
Yeah, of course. But, you know, I also think it's you know, for them, but it's also a tough time for, you know, all the other teams and sports and all that as well, you know, but everybody's going through the same thing, you know.
Thank you.
And I keep saying this, two more questions. We have Jim McBride and then Andrew Callahan. Sorry, I didn't see you in the chat there, Andrew. Go ahead, Jim. Jim, hang on. We'll unmute you here.
Isaiah, wanted to circle back to Coach Scar if I could. What do you think is the one most important lesson you learned from Coach Scarnecchia?
Say that again.
What's the most important lesson you feel like you learned from Coach Scarnecchia?
It's a lot, but I say the most important is you know, just the details. The details are you know, are really essential and just in everything you do when it comes out on the field and off the field. But details, you know, being able to hone in on your craft. So that was one big thing that I was left with from him.
And last question, finally, sorry about that, will be Andrew Callahan. Go ahead, Andrew.
Isaiah, it's good to see you. Thanks for taking the time here today. Jumping off of Jim's question, and something to follow up after, but what are some of those details you might have been able to work on this offseason now that you were healthy?
Just the small things, like as far as getting stronger, technique, and breaking down film, breaking down the opponents, like all that stuff, sometimes it can get overlooked by the bigger picture, but when it all boils down to it, the little things are really what matters, and that's details.
Gotcha. And then last one for me, from the time you walked off the field early last January after the playoffs, to here you sit now back in the stadium, what's the biggest difference, or where have you grown most, you think, over this offseason? How have you changed?
It's I don't want to speak too much on it because I rather show it on the field. But like I said, I've just been working on my consistency in all aspects. So that's one thing that will be a lot different this year. Would be consistency in all aspects of my game.
Thanks so much, man.
Yeah.
Isaiah, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time.
No problem. Appreciate y'all.